Oh, hello there. Welcome back to Crafters TV. It is a launch day and a very, very exciting launch day at that. You had a bit of a sneak preview in the earlier wake-up call. Absolutely loved it. Hundreds upon hundreds of you have already got your names on yours. It is winging its way to you, but there is still definitely time to get your hands on yours. Very, very busy already. Of course, we're talking all things angels. I am not here on my own. Oh, we've brought the big guns in today. Sara's here with me in the studio. How you doing, Sara?
Oh, tremendous. You know it's a big show when I clear the schedule and I say I'm coming in to do that one. And I was gutted that I didn't get to do Wake Up Call this morning because I really wanted to preview it. But while you and Michelle were here on Wake Up Call, Joe, I was in the next door studio. I was doing the launch of this exact collection on QVC. Oh my word. By the way, Joe, I've been and checked the records.
Right.
While you've been in the hour's break. That is officially the busiest wake-up call with a launch that we have ever had in the history of Crafters TV. We have sold more pre-orders of the Angel collection today than we have done of any other collection ever, which tells me all you pesky lot from America were already up in the middle of the night ordering this. Let me just tell you, you ain't seen nothing yet. You don't know the incredible demos that I've got. So please hold your horses. However, given that most of you have already got this, hopefully you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't relax too much if you haven't got it, because a quarter of the big collection has gone. What I would also say is if you want the extra paper pad, it's going to be the first item that sells out. It is very, very busy. Half the stock has gone of the extra paper pad, which is this one here. The most popular way of getting a hold of this earlier, most people were going for the big collection, a couple of paper pads, one of the luxury papers and one of the vellums. And you think to yourself, you didn't see the earlier show, gosh, that sounds excessive. Wait till you see it and then tell me it's excessive when you're placing that exact order. You've got the luxury at the moment of it all being in stock, whether you're going for the big collection or you're going for the individuals. If you're spending over £40 or $50, you're going to get 10% off. That's whether you're building your own bundle or going for those in addition to that main collection. You've got all the options for the time being, Sara, isn't that right?
Oh, well, let me just tell you. So we will have lots of potentially new people watching our show today, okay? So I just want to explain how these shows work if you are somebody new. So, for example, this is the Angel collection. And the world launch of the Angel collection is this week. So yesterday, I was down at the Hobby Maker Studios and I launched it on Hobby Maker to their customers. This morning, I was Skyping live into QVC here in the UK, launching it with all of the QVC customers. Next week, because that's when the HSN show is, I'm going to be doing it and broadcasting live over to HSN, and we're going to be doing the live on HSN. So what we do is when we design a big collection, it's launched in our stores today. We've got it launching in stores across the country today as well. So wherever you buy the Angel collection from, we do these shows so that what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a full 2-hour masterclass and teach you all of the techniques, right? Whether you've bought the kit from Hobby Maker, QVC, whether you're waiting and buying it next week from HSN, whether you're buying it from one of our stores, doesn't matter where you buy it from, you can watch all the tutorials today, okay? Now, what we find is the hardcore Crafters Companion customers like to come and order it from us directly, and they're the people who like to have absolutely everything in the bundle. So the bundle that we've got on today, the one that you can see the details on the side of the screen, is where you get absolutely everything in the range, right? So when I was on Hobby Maker yesterday, they know their customers, this is more popular, that's more popular, we put a smaller bundle. For QVC, they know they like to have a price point under £50, they had a smaller bundle. Again, it's going to be a different bundle on HSN. So if you wonder why there's all the different price points, it's just different configurations. If you have a look on any website where you bought it on, or on our website, you'll see all the individual pieces. You can choose the individual pieces and put your own bundle together. Or those hardcore fans of you, which hundreds of you have been ordering it today already, might just want to go for the complete collection, and that's where we offer our biggest saving if you're buying it direct from us as well, with the complete absolutely everything collection. Now, that is me talking and filling airtime for 2 minutes, Joe, which gives everybody time to jump on the live stream. It looks like we've got hundreds and hundreds of you on there already. Are you ready for me to walk you through everything in the collection?
We are. It's already so busy over on the website. Loads of people checking out already. Lots of you building your baskets. I love this one, Sarah, because it's just so different, isn't it? And anything else we've done before, but we'll still slot in with other collections. I think a lot of people seeing how they're going to use this cohesively with stuff we've already bought for people.
That's exactly the idea. We have never, ever, ever done anything with angels on, right? So when we talk about angels, it will be wonderful for your Christmas cards, but then also it'll be great for your sympathy cards. They would work really well for confirmation or wedding cards, for example. Maybe he's thinking of you, or, you know, at this sad time, for example, we've tried to think of all the occasions people would want the guardian angel, or you would want to send kind of a thought, and you've got that angel theme in your mind. And I can't believe in 17 years, Joe, we've never ever done anything angel related. First time we've ever done anything as a complete collection with angels in there. So there's lots of components. I'm going to walk you through them all now and show you how they relate to cards. But the paper pad, as Joe said, we've got it on the bottom of the screen. Now, the paper pad's always the most element in our, the most popular element in the collection. We always buy in so many for the big bundle and loads of extras so that you can get them. The problem is so many people buy so many of the extras, and that's hot it up. We bought this stock 6 months ago. 6 months ago, the trend wasn't showing us that you were buying so many of the paper pads. So the reason we're running out of our paper pads now is we're having to base on what you do in 6 months. So now in 6 months' time, we'll have plenty of paper pads of the new ranges. However, don't think, well, did they not learn? That Sara signature launch a few weeks ago, Joe, that you and Sara did they not learn? Then the paper pads sold out in Wake Up Call, and they should bring more in. We will do, but this is the stock that was ordered. This actual stock was ordered back in April. So just bear with us, guys. All I have to say is if you want extra paper pads, the big collection has the paper pad in. If you want extras, as Joe said, over half of the stock of that paper pad is
over 60% now, Sarah.
We expect that paper pad, extra paper pad, to probably sell out in the first half of the show, just to warn you, and I'll show you it. It's 180 GSM, 36 double-sided sheets, and the sheets are beautiful. Faye has excelled herself, Joe. For those of you who don't hear us talk, we call her paper pad. So Faye is our surface design, she's our surface designer in the business. She is just getting better and better at paper. We lock her in a little corner now, and she just has to work full time on paper pads because I've never come across a surface designer in the industry who can design surface layouts like this, perfect for our cabinet.
So many layers to all of these designs, isn't there? The more you look at it, the more you see.
Oh, Joe, there's days and days of work, and I think this artwork, she had so much fun working on this one because there was so much in the artwork that she had to play with. So these are unique papers that Faye's designed just for this collection. Limited edition print run. We've only done the one print run, like our Sara signatures. This one's exactly, it's not a Sara signature, but it's the same style. We will not be reproducing this. It is a one-off limited edition, okay? That is your paper pad. Beautiful paper pad.
It looks gorgeous on screen, Sarah, but what I would say is wait until you get it home and see it, because it is even better, isn't it, when you've got it in your hands? It really is.
You'll see it when I come to making the cards. You know it's a good one when we also make it into a vellum pad. So we've done the vellum pad, and it's a 24 sheet 8x8 vellum pad. Now if I just bring in a piece of the pink cardstock underneath, you'll be able to see these designs a little bit better. Look, you can see they're the same designs as what we're seeing when we're working with those 12x12 papers, but they've been taken down to 6x6. And the colour, so you've got like the lilac-y ones, you've got the turquoisey ones in here. But it's when you see them on another colour that you can really see those beautiful, imagine doing the little tearing techniques and bringing these down. So that is your vellum pad, okay? 8x8 vellum pad. By the way, guys, all these extras, go on the website. They're all available as individuals, okay? Now, we've also got the card pad, all right? So we felt like this sort of look really lent itself well to like a linen effect cardstock.
Very busy on its own for this cardstock, Sarah, as well.
Cardstock prices are going through the roof at the moment. We've managed to hold the pricing of our cardstock, but really not for much longer, guys. It's a 24 sheet pad. It is double-sided, dyed right throughout with that special linen effect. And what you'll see when you pull some of these papers up, Joe, if I just open one of these papers, for example, let me get like that lovely lilac one, right? You can see there how the lilac would really draw out the shades, but so would the dark blue, how the greens would draw out some of the little accent pieces, the pink if you want to go a little bit softer. So you've got to remember, it's our designers who are professional surface designers and artists who put together the colour palettes. It's not just us going, we'll have a purple and a blue in there. It's the exact, the inks are mixed to the exact Pantone reference that we specify, and then the paper is dyed so that this is the exact right colours that will go with that collection, okay? So, top tip is, if you want the extra of the cardstock, in fact, I'll get Johnny to put the cardstock on the bottom there as well. This is selling equally as fast as what the 12 by 12 pad has, okay? And I know a lot of you, especially shopping in the US, are going for the big bundle and then an extra one of the card pads or the vellums or the 12 by 12, for example, to get up to free shipping. So if those of you who are shipping to the US, add an extra one of these. Can I just please ask, we can't set it, but if you can just try and only get, if you're going for extras of the paper pads, if you just try and limit to one, it means that we'll have more people who can get them, because we are going to sell out. The way we're headed, we're going to sell out in this hour, by the looks of it, of the paper pad. So please,
if you went for a 12 by 12 as well, so a 12 by 12, a luxury linen and a vellum, you would then get 10% off of those extras as well, because you'd be spending over $50 or £40. So another saving on top of that £41 or $51 you're already saving, which is awesome.
I'm in, Joe. I'm in. Right. Are you ready to see all the other components in the range? Right. So I'm going to show you. I'm trying to find this one here. I want you to see the packaging. The packaging on these is beautiful, by the way. That's why I want to show you the package to start with. This is my favourite dye in this collection, Joe. I'm going to put it out there now. You know how we had that butterfly in a Nature's Garden range a couple of years ago? Yeah, you all know the one I'm talking about. This is going to sell like that butterfly is. This was the first item to sell out in Hobby Maker yesterday, and I think this might even be the one that sells the bundle out, people who go for this individually. This is the dye, right? It's beautiful, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think there's a nice scrapbook page somewhere with it on as well. I don't know where that is, Joe, but there's all sorts of dyes all over. Feathers appear. I'm hearing how many of you have gone for the feathers appear on its own. This is going to be my first demonstration that we do, guys. As an edgeable, it's wonderful. If you want to do around the outside of your scrapbook page, for example, it looks fabulous, right? That's the first edgeable. You've also got the edgeable with the angel in. Now, can I just say, she was made to be paper pieced, right? She's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to be doing demos with her as well. But this is, so if I just show you, that's the edgeable with the feather. This is the edgeable with the beautiful angel in it. They are both as gorgeous as each other. She's lovely.
So fine, it's almost hard to see how it's connected. Sometimes you look at it and think, is that a couple of die cuts? Actually, no, that is one die cut.
All one in the piece. One pass through the machine, Joe. Do you know, here she is, paper pieced on the edge of a card. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh, hey. Do you know, we have never... And what I love about this is that lovely lilac cardstock, but it's just been coloured a little bit. So just inked on the edge as well to make it a little bit more dimensional. Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful.
Look at this lovely sentiment. When you believe in angels, you have friends in high places. Aren't the sentiments on here just absolutely... Just wait till you get through the rest of the range, Joe. I'm going to show you every last bit of it, okay? Now, the Angel Gabriel. She's designed as a cut-in or a cut-out. So if you're wanting to do beautiful cards like this one here, where you can cut her in, you've got it as a creator card. So she's going to work as a creator card, which also means she will work brilliantly well for shaker cards. Look at that there with all the shaker pieces in. Shaker cards, wonderful. Imagine shaker cards colouring in the acetate, Joe, with your Spectrum Noir pens.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, okay?
Like a stained glass window.
Oh, yeah, she'd be fabulous like that. Do you know, in this whole pack, actually, look at this. There's the Angel Edgeable on the side. This has all got little pockets in for you to add your own little notes into there. I just think this is the most gorgeous gift that you could make and give to somebody. Maybe it's like a memory book, for example, of someone who's passed. I just think that angel sentiment, just beautiful. Or a new baby. You could have Angel looking over a new baby, for example, right? Crikey, I'm only on to the third die, Joe. I am going to get going, right, I have got loads of demos, folks. I've got loads of gorgeous demos, right? These angel wings, right? And I'm going to jump ahead, actually, I'm going to show you. So you've got these angel wings, and then we've also got this incredible 3D embossing folder, right? The two of those laid up together. So I've seen cards which have this embossing folder and then the angel wings cut and laid into the front of them. And it's just, do you know, for teenagers as well, who are really into these. Who did Angelina Jolie play, you know, in that film? The Sleeping Beauty one.
Maleficent.
Maleficent, that was it.
That's it.
Do you know, it could be, that's like the wings from Maleficent. But then with that, look, this is a 3D folder, Joe, where you've got the embossing in the background, but then you've got a script background in there as well. So that, for example, when it's made up into a card, even just using the embossed piece, looks fabulous. But then the embossed piece with a couple of the little pieces of cardstock too, just wonderful, right? So that is, I found my scrapbook page that I was looking for as well, right? You know, I said about that feather.
Yes. Oh, look at that, stunning.
Isn't that amazing? Is that not the most beautiful? Now, that is just a stock photo, guys. I'm pretty sure it is just a stock photo. Yep. However, how incredible is that scrapbook page? That is the most simple thing to do, but that for me, absolutely stunning, right? So, I'm jumping about. I'm supposed to go. We're not even halfway through the collection. Not even halfway through the collection. Right. This is your Angel Gabriel, okay? So this is the one. Look at it. Again, she's a cut out and a cut in. And this is if you want to do, look at hers. And I love that idea of having her float inside the card, Joe.
Really
and that's
stunning.
not difficult. So can you see? Just in the inside of a card. And then all we've done, a little bit of all that Rebecca, who's incredibly talented and come with this lovely idea, has done, has got her floating onto like a tent-fold card with a little bit of acetate to stick it onto. Absolutely love that idea, Rebecca. Can I just say it? Fabulous, right? Now, we're moving on to the stamps and dies. So I'm going to be doing some colouring in this show as well. So we're going to be doing some stamping, die cutting the outline, colouring them in, using them. They look nice as individual pieces, but also if you want to use them as like your centrepiece on card, this is fabulous. Did a lovely card with this on QVC this morning. Just use this piece here. A little bit of glitter around the wings, looks amazing.
Those wings flowing all the way through the collection, aren't they? Which is lovely. Really the thing that's going to tie it all together.
We use that on the front of maybe the embossed one. Same embossed one. How gorgeous is that, by the way? All coloured up. Same wings, you'll find them coming right through. And this is the beauty with everything matching and our illustrators working on this. Now, here is that stamp sentiment. So, look at this. Faith tells me that no matter what lies ahead of me, angels are already there. Friends are angels in disguise. I believe in angels. Thank you for being there when I needed you. You are heaven sent. You inspire me. You're a blessing. I believe in an angel. Wishing you peace, love and joy. The most incredible sentiments, Joe. And then can I also just show you, we've also got this one here, which I just thought was a little bit different. So, can you see, if we look at this one here, you've got an angel in the house, they say, will guard your family night and day. And that angel is die cut. So you've got the lovely big angel die cut in the most beautiful font, but then you've got all of these extra. So there's the one in the house, they say. You've also got, wherever you go, whatever you do, may your guardian angel watch over you. Angel kisses, guardian angel, sweet little angel, you are my guardian angel. Whatever it is, you've literally got all those individual components to work together. So I know it doesn't normally take me 18 minutes to walk through a range. And if you missed the start of the show, I'm going to quickly recap again, because you've got the gorgeous angel. We've got in here the angel sentiment stamps. We've got those beautiful stamps and dies. I've got the most incredible demos, guys. Don't worry, we've got a whole 2 hours. I'm going to be demoing loads. That 3D embossing folder. We've also got that lovely set of angel wings, which are liftable wings. So if you use them as a creator card, they're going to lift up from there. You've got the individual angel as she is. She's just beautiful. When we come to paper piece, her Joe. There is your guardian angel, edgeable. Don't forget that feather. That is the one that you just saw me use on the edge in that scrapbook page there. Gorgeous. Those are the dies and stamps. The 3 paper pads, because I think we're starting to get a bit squeaky bum, aren't we, on the paper pads?
That is exactly what we are getting, yes.
So you've got the vellums. So the vellum, and I'm gonna pull a page out again just in case. Oh, before I put the vellums, right? This, just so that you know, the card pad. And if you missed me explaining, these are Pantone referenced cards that work perfectly with all of the designs that we've got in the papers. So 24 sheets of the linen effect cardstock. If you are going for any extras or you're putting your own bundle together, how much is it you spend, Joe, to get an extra 10% off?
£40 or $50.
£40 or $50, you'll get another 10%. So if you're buying some extra pieces other than the big bundle, for example, a lot of people, as Joe said, are getting the big bundle, they're getting the extra card pad, the extra vellum, the extra 12 by 12. You do get one of each in the collection. We've just put that collection on your screen. is a complete collection. Not very often we do a complete collection at that price. That is one of everything. It's not missing the papers, right? That's one of absolutely everything. The papers are going really popular on their own. The vellums, if I just bring in that, I'm going to bring in a lovely...
Hundreds of people gone for extra papers, hundreds of people extra vellums, hundreds of people gone for extra 12x12s as well, so all the extras absolutely flying out.
Well, when you see the designs, right, and look at them on, when you layer them up and you use them on top of the cardstock, right? So that is the blue with the lilac shown through. Or look at the green with the lilac shown through.
Beautiful.
They work really well together. Now, lilac on lilac is just fabulous.
Stunning, isn't it?
Love that. Then you've got the blue, okay? And you've also got the kind of the browny greeny one in there, so the turtle tones. That is the vellum pad. You don't just get one of each, guys. You get a whole 24 sheet pack. I'm just showing you it. And your vellum is 150 GSM. I must do one last flick through your paper pad because I have a feeling we're going to have to let you all start checking this out before I even get to my first demo.
I forgot to tell you 2/3. Well, I didn't get a chance to tell you 2/3. Almost 70% now of this individually is gone. It is going even faster than we thought it might, Sarah.
Can I just explain, right? So I know a lot of you will be in the comments. I can't see the comments at the moment, but you will be in the comments saying, why do Crafter's Companion not learn the lesson and just bring more paper pads, okay? You need to understand that we order 6 months ahead for the production and then the shipping, right? So this collection was ordered back in April. And back in April, this is how many of our paper pads you were consuming. In fact, we added about 15% extra on just for a little bit of buffer, right? So the fact that you're cleaning us out of paper pads literally on the morning of the launch tells me how much busier we're getting. And we're learning. So now the orders that we're putting in for the products that are due to arrive in March next year, all of these, what we're going to do is we're ordering even more of those paper pads, but remember these are all limited edition. So we won't be reproducing this. If you want that paper pad, the way we're heading, well, we've lost what? Another 20% of the stock in the first 22 minutes of the show. So I have a feeling we're going to give you a break. We're going to give you a chance to check your baskets out. Please, can I ask if you could just try and limit to one each of the paper pad? I would be massively appreciative. It doesn't help us. We've only got a few hundred left. If someone goes ordering like 10 of these paper pads, it's great for that one person, not great for 9 people who then miss out on getting one extra one. If you do just want the big collection does have the paper, everything I've shown you, that details on your screen is absolutely everything. But if you do want extras, that paper and the cardstock will be the next to go as well. So, Joe, I'm going to tidy up and get ready for another demo.
You have a tidy up.
Yeah, I'm going to get ready for my first one. I'm going to do that feather first, by the way.
Oh, gorgeous. Right, I know you want to get your hands on it. How are you going to get your hands on it? So, if you want to go for the complete collection, details are here on your screen. You've got a 30% saving as well as a launch promo. So, definitely take advantage of that. Individually, you'll be looking at £136 or $171 today, under £95 or $120, which is a great saving, as you can see. Platinum members are going to save an extra £19 or $24 on that price as well. You are in luck at the moment because everything is still in stock, so it's completely up to you how you get your hands on this. Either go for the big bundle, add any additions into there that you may like. Every single element of this collection is in stock at the moment, or you can pick and choose and build your own bundle. Spending over £40 or $50, you'll get 10% off of those full price individual items. So we absolutely will bring this back when it sells out, but it will be a smaller selection. You will have less choice. You've got all the choice at the moment right now. That's why you are ordering in your droves. I want to share something else with you that I think you're going to love going for in conjunction with this. It is a water reactive ink pad collection, which has been put together in the same way that we put the luxury cardstock together with the collection, so as it's going to perfectly complement the collection itself. So in there, you're going to get Pine Tree. You'll also get Sandstorm. This one here is the Pale Fig. You've got Frosty Jade, Crushed Velvet, Oasis, Plum Jam, and then a couple of our limited edition ones in here as well, which is your Lavender Ice and also the Frosted Sea Glass. Perfect colours to complement that collection. So many of you letting me know that you're getting your hands on it, that you are ordering it at the moment. So much love coming in for it. We were talking earlier about how, yeah, brilliant for Christmas, brilliant for your Christmas cards. It's going to slot in beautifully with your Christmas collections. Also, if you love sort of ancient Roman culture, ancient Greek culture, it's got definitely a bit of a Renaissance feel to the imagery. It's just beautiful. It really is gorgeous, and it is absolutely flying out at the moment. Hundreds got your hands on it earlier in the earlier wake up call. Hundreds of you getting your hands on it now as well. Don't miss out on it. It's going to be one of those collections, isn't it? Like things like the winter white, which just is sort of comes in one day and is gone one day, it feels,
Yep.
Sarah.
And then we never talk about it again.
No.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those. Right, I'm going to get straight into it. That feather, it was already selling unbelievably well since we've shown that sample, and so you're just going to love it, right? Even if you're not going for anything else in the range today, that feather is incredible. So it isn't edgeable. So anyone who's brand new, the cutting line starts here, runs right the way around here and ends here, which means all of this part stays connected in your card. This cuts away. So when I lie this down face on the card like this, and I know I'm going back to basics here, but it's just because I know we've got loads of new viewers at the moment, so I want to really explain everything from the beginning, right? So if I put that on the end, this will stay connected, all of this will cut away. So when I turn this around, right, I'm going to put that into my Gemini machine, and I'm going to go with my clear plate, my magnetic, and the top plate on the top there. And then we're going to send that right through, okay? So we're going to send that through. It will do all of the die cutting of that feather, and it's not a complex die, but it's a really beautiful detailed die, that one, Joe. Now, if you were wanting to do, let me just have a little look at this. Can you see it's done all of the die cutting there? If you want to go a little bit further, do I have my embossing one? Oh, I don't know. I'll just tease this off here, right? So can you see, as I lift that out there, tip all of these out.
Fall
This
out,
here,
don't they?
they will literally just fall out as we're going on, Joe. Right?
Any questions or comments you've got about the collection, any burning questions, you get them into us. We are truly interactive. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube, and I'll pop them across to Sarah for you on your behalf.
Right, you just tap that, by the way, to get the excess out. So that's the trick. That's how these work. They're literally going to cut around the outside, but stay connected into the card. So when you pop all of those little bits out, Joe, you're going to have the one where we're doing all the little pop-out bits.
So delicate, isn't it?
Now, you know them inks that we had? Look at how well the Sandstorm's going to work with this, right? So Sandstorm is a really light shade of brown, right? So I'm just going to start and bring on a little bit of that brown shade onto here, all right? So I'm just adding just little touches around the outside. And what it does is, Joe, it just really starts to, I think, just make it stand out a little bit. It's these little hints. When we do these ink pad bundles, guys, by the way, on these sorts of shows, it's because we're giving you the colours that will perfectly work with the range. We've planned it together really well. So when I take that Sandstorm, look there, look how that just makes that really stand out.
Gives it a real lovely vintage feel, doesn't it?
Look, that looks blank white from the front, and then we've got that little bit of a hint of colour on there. Now, ink's one way to make it stand out. If you go for that card pad, you can actually die cut this a second time, and we can have an extra little level. Let's just get all the excess pieces out there. I'm going to take an extra piece now of the linen effect card. Now, linen card is like hot stuff at the moment, right? Really, really popular at the moment. And I think it's because cardstock in general, Joe, is really, really expensive. The price of card is going absolutely through the roof at the moment. And any one of you who is, who uses a lot of cards, you'll appreciate that, and you'll have seen the prices going up. We're managing to hold our cardstock prices, but we're probably going to have to put them up in the next few months because of the way the prices are just continuing to go up and up and up, right? So just be warned, if you see this and you think, see it next time, and we're only doing a 20 sheet pad, or maybe we're not even doing a 20, it's an 18 sheet pad for the same price, you'll understand why it is, or the prices will just go up, okay? Now, if I want to stick that behind here to make that stand out, Joe, look what I'm going to do, use 4 tape pens.
That really makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Oh, phenomenal difference, all right? Look, I'm going to go straight tape pen down the straight bits, right? And then I'm going to use my dotty tape pen on the underneath side of here, where I don't want any of my glue to show through, right? Brilliant tip this for anybody who's not familiar with our different tape pens. So now, none of that glue will show through there in the slightest, but I can take this and I can lie this over the top and ever so slightly offset it, all right? And it is just ever so slightly, I don't need much. And look at the effect that you get there. Now we've got like a lovely shadow effect where it looks three-dimensional, but we've also got that lovely sandstorm on the background. And that's so simple to do. Now, honestly, if you're making a nice and easy card, Joe, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that paper pad now, right?
And I guess we could have done that with any of the colours in the luxury cardstock because they're all going to work with pretty much every element.
That's the idea. That's the idea. Now, this paper pad is gorgeous. And the idea is, right, so when you look at the angels, you're going to go through and you're going to pick one of the angels that really works well for you.
We were saying earlier as well, so we've really nailed the faces in this, haven't we? Because faces are one of those things that it's a make or break, isn't it? When you're looking at this style of imagery, there's loads of imagery out there and everything else looks great, but if the face is just slightly off, then the whole thing's out.
Doesn't work. And watch what I like to do. So I've cut that piece out, right? And then I've also cut this piece out from down the corner, right? So can you see, you just taking two sets, and I'm going to mat and layer this one on the back of here too, so that you can see how I've used it, Joe. So that's going to go onto a little bit of gold cardstock. That is going to go onto the blue. And also, I mean, if you've got time, I would even go and gut your cardstock because you'll get even more use out of it if you're going to gut the inside. But look, that's taken from there. That is taken from down there. I've still got, this would make me another card up here. So don't just think, you don't have to just use one piece. You're actually cutting different elements from the card. So when I take these now to use on my actual card, each one's got one of those angel pieces as a it's like a centerpiece on the card, on the design as it was. How Faye's designed them, I had a bit chat with her about this before the show. She's designed them all so you can have your panel and you can also have your decorative piece on the inside. So I'm going to take that piece on the inside. I'm just kind of going a little bit quick there, layering everything up.
It's the joy of a 12 by 12 as well, because you could go out and you could buy card panels, couldn't you, or small stashes of this kind of imagery. When you've got the 12 by 12, you're in control. You're choosing which bits you want to pick out, what bits you're going to use as banners or strips or backgrounds. You've got the most amount of options, which is always lovely.
Right, here we go. Couple of little bits of foam pads. I'm going to pop a little one on here as well, and you'll see I'm just doing a quick demo for the very first one, Joe, but I've got some really much more advanced ones as we move through the show. But I wanted you to see that is just how much you can be doing a really quick and easy card with that. And if you want to go further, let me just show you a couple of ways in which it's being used. Okay, so you saw that that lovely scrapbook page that Marie had done. Absolutely love that. What about
gorgeous,
using it on the front of like a gatefold card? So maybe you want to do it and have the gatefold card where the feathers open up the bits of the gatefold. I think those feathers are fabulous for like a gatefold front. Or cut it into the front of a card on the angle like this and then used it a 3D card. I'm saying, wait, this is another one by Rebecca. She does love this collection. Put the feathers inside as well. Isn't that just fabulous?
Works on any angle, doesn't it? Any aspect whatsoever. Remember what you're getting in here then. We're going to give you an opportunity to check out your baskets in just 1 second. You're getting that beautiful, beautiful paper pad, of course, in there, which is 36 sheets, of course, 180 GSM, all of that beautiful imagery. Right, hang on to your craft counters because 70% of the 12 by 12 on its own has already gone. That is confirmed orders as well. It doesn't take into account everyone's in the ordering process at the moment. I think we're safe to say that the pad is definitely going to go in this launch day show. If you want the option to add extras of that, then make sure you're adding that into your basket and getting that checked out. You're also, of course, going to receive in here as well the luxury card collection, as you can see, beautiful again, 24 sheets in here, really lovely colour tones, all going to match beautifully with every single aspect of the collection, which is brilliant. So that is in there. You are going to get 24 of these gorgeous vellums too. So the brilliant thing about the vellums is same imagery as well. It's kind of more character focused. Looking at these angels as characters, you can see all of the different colour tones that you've got in there. Love the fact you've got like little watermarks in here. Really is a case of the more you look at these, the more detail you begin to see, because there is so much in here. Butterflies and even small angel watermarks in the background of there too. I absolutely love this one here with the red wings holding the red books. Really stunning. An absolutely gorgeous collection of vellums. Everything is available individually at the moment, but that is not going to be the case for too long. I'm just going to quickly recap what you are getting in here as well. So you're also going to receive the Heavenly Blessings, that wonderful angel creation that you've got there. Cut that into cards concepts. You use the outer edge to cut that out as well. You've got all of the options there. This one here is feathers appear. I know that feathers are hold lots of connotation for lots of uses. A really brilliant way to incorporate that into your crafty makes. You've got your eternal love there as well, with the angel releasing the dove. Very, very fine, very delicate across all of this. That is your heaven sent there. You will also get this one. I love this one. It's got a bit of a sort of Grecian feel to it. I think if you love sort of ancient Greek culture, you could definitely bring this into aspects of that with this collection. That wonderful embossing folder. But I love the different depth of layers of emboss as well. You've got the script running through the background, those gorgeous angel wings in the foreground there. Your angel prayer and also your ethereal angels are where you're going to be able to start getting those colouring mediums involved, which I know so many of you love. The sentiments are important in all collections, but very much so in this one as well. You've got some really beautiful sentiments in there. Things like, when you believe in angels, you have friends in higher places, and then the option to create your own sentiments using the angel die cut with all the stamps there too. Remember, you're saving £41.88 or £51.40 when you get it all together. You're all going to be able to use your Club Inspired discount as well to take that price down even further. It's an amazing collection. It's truly unique, but it's going to work alongside some of your other collections so well. We're going to give you an opportunity to check out your baskets. It's really busy, and then in a moment we'll come back with more demonstrations with Sara. So as you get those baskets checked out, here's all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Whoa, exceptionally busy. Lots of you checking out your baskets under that piece of video, ready to sit back, relax and get all the time. I love these launches that we do, Sarah, because your demos get sort of like more and more spectacular usually, don't they, as we go through. So I'm excited to see where they go. No pressure, right?
No pressure or anything. No pressure or anything. By the way, did I win card of the week last week?
You didn't, I'm afraid. There is a little bit of contention over how many stars you've got as well.
Right?
Yes.
Are you adding on how many months we've had in the year and how many stars we've got for card of the month? It's not adding up. Is that where the contention
That's
is?
what we're saying, yeah. We think you might have a couple more.
A couple? It was only one. It was only one. Come on, I was well behind. Look, all I'm going to say is I've rearranged my schedule. I'm going to be doing a few Sundays in the next month or something, and then you'll start getting some kind of week. I've learned what the trick is. I've learned what you need to do. Debbie Fisher's always in on a Sunday, and look, you can tell. You can tell. Right. Okay, so... right, here we go. I'm going to go and I'm going to use on this one the Heavenly Blessings die, right? Now, this one is actually a two-part one. So you've got the Heavenly Blessings die itself, and then you've got an outline shadow die. So I wanted to show you how to use the outline shadow die. And then also bring in a little bit of that vellum, because the way the vellum's heading as well, it looks like a lot of people are going for extra vellums as well as extra cardstock. Now, I'm using some of that linen cardstock, Joe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lovely little inside die from this. So can you see you've got the outside and the inside? This, by the way, guys, if I bring in that lovely card, where did I put it? This one here, right? I'll show you this to the front. This was one of, who's that? Rebecca. I'm loving Rebecca's cards today, aren't I? Right? So can you see what she'd done here? She'd done the interior cut using this die here, right? So she'd done this one on here, Joe, but then she used the exterior cut to cut around the aperture. So if I just show you in there, she's cut the aperture through 2 layers through the bottom of the cardstock like
Beautiful.
that. And then just stuck a little bit of acetate across the back here so that you could have that on floating in the middle, and then that just layers up and makes a whole floating angel card. Floating guardian angel.
Very simple, but so effective.
If you want a paper piece bits of that as well, you've got the acetate behind to stick it onto. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, that's not the card I'm making. But just to get, but I will be borrowing that idea. And this is why we do these shows, you know, guys, so that you can borrow as many of our ideas as you want. Now, let's have a little look. Is this going to fit in my Gemini? It will do when I snip it down a little bit. I thought we'd use the mini, just because this morning I've been on QVC, you know, and loads of people have started their die cutting journey, bought the Gemini mini for the first time. If you're someone who was watching on QVC this morning, please will you let us know in the comments and let us know what you went for and what you're excited to see. So loads of people, I know we saw hundreds and hundreds of the Gemini mini this morning, people just kind of getting started. Now, can you see?
How
doing all
easy
that
does
detail.
that cut?
Pop it out in the background there, take them out, and then of course you're just going to sit and use your little pokey tool, and you're just going to pop out all those little extra pieces in there as well, right? Now, in true Sara style, here is one I popped out the pieces of earlier, all right? So if you just want to go quick, you can see just how detailed that die is. Now, if you use the outer die as well, Joe, and cut out a piece, I've used a little bit of scrap from, do you know what I was saying about gutting your cards?
Ah, yes.
These are when you can use the scraps of when you've done the gutting on your card.
Great
And
idea
look
to
at
use
that
the matte
there.
layer as the pattern paper as well. Not
Isn't
something
that
we normally
different?
do, isn't it?
Just really stands out. Now, really important, when you're sticking this under here, you must use the dotty tape pen, right? And notice when I'm using the dotty tape pen, Joe, I'm holding it down here and just doing it. I'm not starting here and going, wow, because, well, I'm about to there. Because what it'll do is all the little fine bits, it'll drag the cardstock and it'll tear bits of your paper. So please just do a little bit at a time, just holding and applying a little bit of the glue, right? You will get glue all over your glass mat. Don't worry, but I want you to clean that up before you start on your next project. Right? Our team need to be listening here. You've got to clean up your glass mat, guys, before you move on to your next project. Debbie Fisher is the absolute worst.
She's
Coming
a
in
mucky
after
one,
her,
she is.
she got glue all over, right? See, because look, that's starting to stick to there now, and I don't want it to, right? So I've got a nice topper, and what I thought is we'd do a slightly different card. So what I've done is, this started life as a 5x7 card, and I've just cut a hole in the middle, right? So you've got the bottom bit, and then you've got the top bit. So it literally was a 5x7 card, cut a strip and a hole right down the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use a little bit of the vellum to self-support that hole.
Nice.
Because the good thing about this vellum is it is strong enough. So it's 150 GSM. So it's really important that, because a lot of people don't realise that that vellum is strong enough to self-support the card, right? So can you see that's going to go into there? I'm going to pop that down. This is going to go onto the bottom here. So again, all I'm using is a little bit of this on here, and that is going to line up exactly on the bottom. And you can see there, that card, because of that, now if that was regular vellum from like another company, that wouldn't be able to self-support. But because it's our vellum and it's so strong, it is a self-support. Look at that, the card will self-support. Now, you want to give it, so when it stands up, you want to give it that little bit of structure. So by having this as a double layer across the front, that adds the structure that you need, okay? So look here, I'm going to do the same trick again, Joe, with the paper pad. I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to find my lovely little red angel on this one.
Still extremely busy on this at the moment. It reminds me, somewhere I was lucky enough to go, it's like the roof of the Sistine Chapel, this paper pad, isn't it? It's got that real kind of like beautiful Renaissance art feel to it. I think it's got lots of connotation to it, but it's still luxurious. It's still classy and refined, which is what I think really sets it apart to other angel-themed maybe collections you've seen out there on the market.
I tell you what Faye does really well. So for those of you who was talking about Faye, Faye is our surface designer who designs all of our paper pads, right? What she's really good at now is this gold effect printing. So it's not a foil, because foil wouldn't be right on here. No. It's like foil would be too big. This is understated elegance with the angels, but the gold printing works beautifully well. So all I've done is I've taken just that section out of there, but I'm still going to have this here, which is working really, really well in another card. And then if you notice, that is the bit of the vellum. So can you see the pattern on that? That is from exactly the same vellum sheet, Joe. So when you have the vellums and the papers, it's exactly the same, just sized down a bit. So for all I'm not using the same bit with the angel on, I'm actually going to have that bit of the vellum on here, that bit of the paper in the background. I'll move my paper pad out the way. That is going to go beautifully well into the background of the card that we've got. Now, if you are doing your tape pens, guys, which are back in stock, you do need to make sure you're putting plenty of this on.
They're in the show as well, those. Buy 4, get 1 free on those.
Brilliant. Right, let's have a little look. I'm just going to layer this up now onto the front. So we're going to have a little piece on the top. And because it's exactly the same vellum, the colours in it just match and it layers up impeccably well. We're going to do the little bit on the bottom there. And then our angel, where's she gone? So she's going to go, and I'm going to stick her over the front. Now, your vellum, it will be invisible on the vellum, so you can just go all the way up, but I'm just putting extra on the bit that's the cardstock, and then I'm going to stick some of this through the vellum in the middle. So when I show you, if I pop that down there, right, but when I turn it over, you can't see that stick at all. You can see it's completely invisible. So if you want a way to stick vellum down, you use our tape pen for it. It's going to stick an absolute treat. And then this is going to go onto the side here. And then what I've done is I've just used one of the sentiments, "You are heaven sent." Now, I was hoping, Joe, that you might just go through all the sentiments with everybody another time. I know I've sent the boards over to you. I think the sentiments on this collection are another level. They just really speak to you, and they're really kind of meaningful, I think, and they're really lovely anyway.
I think they're always important in any collection, but none more so than in a collection that's sort of in this style, Sarah.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I think the reason it's obviously working so well is it was the time to have the right kind of sentiments. Look at that.
Beautiful,
Another quite quick and easy one, self-supporting. You can see that now there with that vellum. I want you to see self-supporting because of how strong that vellum is. You wouldn't be able to do that with regular vellum, but you can do that with our vellum here because it's so strong and it's self-supporting. So great tip there with the vellum. Just shows you how quickly and easily you can put some cards together. I've started you off with a couple of simple ones. We're going to start working up to some slightly more advanced ones now.
Amazing. Let me share those sentiments with you then. You are a blessing. It's one of this one. This one here says, "Thank you for being there when I needed you," which is lovely, isn't it? This one here says, "You inspire me," which is gorgeous. "Friends are angels in disguise, wishing you peace, love and joy. When you believe in angels, you have friends in high places." That one there. "Faith tells me that no matter what lies ahead of me, angels are already there." Really lovely. They strike such a gorgeous tone. And then, of course, you've got this one here, which is your die cut with the angel, but then also the ability to put ever you want beside that or in front and behind of that. So in the house, they say, angel will guard your family night and day. You are my guardian angel. May there always be an angel. Angel by your side, angel kisses, guardian angels, angel watch over you. Just beautiful. And you can really customize it. I can actually see you maybe using multiples of that die cut angel in a couple of different ways on a larger project, something like a scrapbook page maybe. Here then we've got, of course, the heavenly blessings that you've just seen Sara using there. That feather as well that holds so many connotations for so many people, that is included in there also. You've got the eternal love there, which is that beautiful scene of the angel releasing the dove, again, which is really stunning. This one here is that creator card for you with the heaven sent. We talked about this earlier, but love the fact that it's not symmetrical, this one as well. Gives you a different feel, I think. Then you've got believe in angels with those really lovely, huge wings. They are amazing. They've got a real sort of almost an ancient Greek vibe to them, like an Icarus sort of feeling. And again, that following through into the 3D embossing folder. If you're loving your colouring mediums, you want to get those involved, maybe you want to change the skin tones on these angels. You've got the option to do that now with both the angel prayer and, of course, the ethereal angels. I think the one that you're loving at the moment, though, of course, is that 12 by 12. Now, right, we started this show with half of this gone. 3/4 has now gone. We're not even through the first hour. I think it is safe to assume that this paper pad is going to go in this launch day show, and easy to see why. It's double-sided. The imagery that you've got of the characters, as I'm referring to them, being all of those different angels. I love the fact that, like here, for instance, you've got what looks like watermarks, but it's these falling feathers, and as they come down, it becomes clear that they're feathers. It's one of those paper pads that you could spend ages looking at it and still come back to it and see something new every time you look at it. The amount of layers that are in here, you've got lots of script and scroll, there's lots of musical notes in the background here, things like compasses, all things that hold lots of meaning for people, which is why I think so many of you are deciding that you need to get an extra one of these in your basket today, available for you individually as well, don't forget, of course. Let me move into then also, let's show you the vellum, because the vellum is the perfect support to that incredible 12 by 12. Look at this here. Loving this. The characters are following through from the paper pads, but I love on this. Can you see the music? I'm not sure if you can see it. With the paper and the vellum, right, guys, you can have to take our word for it. It looks beautiful on your screen there as I'm looking at it in the studio, but that really doesn't do it justice compared to what it's going to look like when you get it home. It really is next level. I think when it comes to detail, I'm not sure we've done a paper pad with this level of detail before, and especially with the vellum, exactly the same is true. The other great thing as well is that I love how muted the imagery is here on this vellum pad too. It works beautifully. And also, you know, we talked about it having sort of an ancient Roman, ancient Greek feel. I think that comes with all of these beautiful vines. Can you see in the foreground here, you've got all those lovely vines that are on display there. That's what gives it that feel. There are lots of different directions you're going to be able to take this collection in, whether it is slotting it alongside something like your Bethlehem collection. This is going to be beautiful, yes, of course, with that. It's worked so well with that, but also using it as a standalone, there's going to be so many different things. I can even see you doing things like christening cards. I think you'd be able to strike such a lovely tone with something like that. If you want to get the full collection, everyone is doing that as a starting point. It's a really great start point. $94.99 or $119.95. I was really shocked to see we got this under £100 or $120 because you've got a 30% saving on that, which is excellent. Platinum members, you're going to save around about another £19 or $24 on top of that, which is brilliant value. You can, of course, go for that and then add extras in, and that's what most people are doing. If you are spending more than £40 or $50 on additional elements, whether that is building your own bundle or in conjunction with your main collection, you will save a further 10%. I need to let you know that we're kind of getting towards a point where you might need to think about checking out the paper pad, because 80% of the paper pad has already gone. That doesn't include people that have got this in their basket on the website at the moment. That is people that have confirmed their orders. And as harsh as it is, until you have confirmed your orders, we could very quickly get to a point where we have more people trying to get their hands on this pad than we actually have pads available. Those of you that have watched us for a long time will know that when we get sort of 8% gone, especially on a big launch like this, things start to go very, very quickly. It is busy across absolutely everything that you've seen in the show. Don't forget about those tape pens. Great chance to stock up. I know they were out of stock for such a long time. Very rarely we get to say that we'll give you a tape pen for free, but you do here. You buy 4 and you get 1 free on that. It's a 20% saving, under £16 or $30 if you want to get your hands on that one. Do not miss out on that, which is fantastic. So make sure you grab that. Right then.
Right,
we
Joe.
are going to go back to Sara for some more
Yes.
inspiration.
Well, I want to do a little bit of an explanation about, I want to do a slightly deep dive into paper pad, as this might be the last time we're looking at it available individually. It's still going to be available in the bundle, guys, so no need to panic, but we only have the extra paper pads available, I don't know, maybe it's for the next 5 minutes or something, right? So I want you to see each one has an undertone colour, right? So can you see, this has got this beautiful undertone of like a sand colour shade, right? Little bits of blue in there as well, but it's a sandy undertone, right? This one's got like a turquoise undertone, right? And those lovely, these shades of blue here, as she's designed them, you'll see the colours coming out. This one's got your pinks and your purples, so some slight violet. So if you are looking to take a piece of this and then you want to ink around the edge, that is the colour that you're going to bring to inking and give it another level, okay? So then we move on to one, this one's beautiful. Now this will work with your sandstorm. You know the sandstorm, in fact I'll bring that in and I'll use that when we come to do the demo. So this is where I would use your sandstorm. You'll see how we've planned the colours in the ink pads to work really, really well with this set, okay? So that one's going to work with your sandstorm, or it would work really well with the green.
And we can ink right over these, can't we, Sara, these
Yeah,
pages?
absolutely.
Stamp over them if we wanted to.
That one's going to work well with a little bit of pink in there. You could add, if you do want to add a little bit of bling, if you want to, you know, so where we've got like little bits of gold printing, if you wanted to use, you trace around this with your fine tip pen, and then you want to go over it with some of your gilding flakes, you could absolutely be doing that. They look lovely with the gilding flakes. I'm going to use a little bit of gilding wax in this one. This has got the undertones of pink, by the way, guys. It's got the undertones of lilac. Now, remember that extra card pad that we've got, okay? I've got one here, is mine open? Yes, right. No, but it's soon going to be, right. So if I just bring this out, look what happens here as soon as I bring this and then bring it onto the lilac and give it an extra matten layer onto that lilac.
Amazing,
just takes
isn't
it next level, right? But then also look how well it works. If I take the deep blue, for example, the blue is going to it's going to give it a completely different feel. Can you see? It just picks out the different shades in there, gives it a lovely...
It's picking out the character more, isn't it?
It is, and these have been carefully selected. Now, these are hand-dyed. It's not just a case if we picked a lilac paper and a blue paper and a green paper. These are the exact Pantone references that Faye has provided. And this is the difference, right, Joe? So when I first started card making, I used to watch people on the TV make lovely cards. And I used to buy, like, the topper set they were selling or the die set or whatever. But I didn't have everything that they had. And I was never very good at putting colours together, right? And you'll find that, you know, the blue in this, if you don't get the exact right shade of blue to pull it out, it's going to clash really badly. And that's what we do really well. We give you, this is why we always do the paper pads and the card pad to match in with exactly the same colours, because I want you to know that when you do your matting and layering, you're matting and layering onto that. Look at that, how that blue just picks out the dark blue that she's got in there. Really,
Stunning.
really clever how it's all thought through, okay? So what I've done is, I've taken a little piece of that one there, and I'm going to matte and layer that onto a little bit of the green, and just look how that beautifully brings it out. But if you want to add that little bit of extra depth and dimension, if I use the sandstorm on here, right? Now, when you're doing your inking, by the way, you're just going to anchor your little bit, you're going to anchor this down in the corner, and we're going to build up by turning the cardstock. Notice I'm not going all the way around here. I'm keeping my piece in exactly the same spot, and I'm turning my cardstock around so that we add that distressing to the edge. I was doing this on QVC as well this morning. I was teaching people, because we've got loads of beginners starting on QVC, for example, people who've maybe never crafted before, or they've only started crafting in the last few months.
Gosh,
or
how exciting if this was your entry point to crafting
oh,
this collection.
this would be brilliant. The thing is, it's something that's got such wide appeal as as well, Angels. You know, thinking of you cards, maybe it's new babies, christenings, confirmations. You could be doing this for your Christmas cards on here. But I was teaching people how to distress. Look at what a difference that's made by adding that little bit of distress around there. These papers are made to be distressed. Now, watch what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to mat and layer this onto the front of here, but I'm not going to mat and layer it yet because I'm going to use, this is one of your favourite dyes in the set, wasn't it?
Yeah, really.
It's
It's got a real
Believe in Angels.
sort of mythical Greek feeling to it. Sort of Icarus it reminds me of as well. I think you could definitely use it for those kind of things. It's just stunning.
Yep. I'm going to cut an aperture in the front of my card, okay? And actually what I'm going to do, just so that you can see, I'm going to do a base opening card and I'm going to have a domed front and I'm going to have this sitting on the dome front. So actually, here's my dome front. If you want to do a dome front, by the way, guys, can you see I've put score lines and I've folded this over. So what you have is you have a piece of card, but it needs to be wider, even with the edges on. So it's only about just over 1/4 of an inch wider, so that when you stick it down, you get that doming to the front, right? So we're going to do a domed front to this. So what I'm going to have is, I'm going to have that base, I'm going to go with my green card on front of it, and then I'm going to go with this card on top. Now, I'm going to push my Gemini and try and get it to cut through 3 layers at once. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape on there, so I'm only holding it in place so that we can do a positioning cut as opposed to my mat and layer now, right? And then holding it in place with a little bit down here so that I can do my positioning cut, right? The positioning cut should be achievable because I'm just going with that large outer die. I wouldn't do a positioning cut, guys, with the detailed wings. I would just use that die there. Now, I don't know if the Gemini is going to manage through all 3 layers, but let's give it a go, right? So one, I'm going with my clear cutting, my magnetic, my top plate, we're going to send that through. And do you know what? If it doesn't manage it through the 3rd layer, doesn't matter, because we can always go and we can actually cut the 3rd layer step. So we can take the top 2 back out and line the die up over the edge. So yes, so there we go. Can you see? It's cut the top 2, no problem. And because we only use the positioning tape, I should be able to, do you look, this is how good our tape is, Joe. Still going to take a little bit off there. Now if I just take that tape off ever so gently, right? Now I can take this die, I can position that back over the top, another little bit of tape on here, and we can go, right, you can go on there. We know your position in place, don't move. In fact, if we did,
Michelle said today you can line it up with a divot, is what she called it.
Line it up in the divot.
It gives you a gorgeous divot, she said this morning.
Oh, I like that. Oh, she's wise words that Michelle speaks, doesn't she?
She does
right,
indeed.
Give it a divot, right? So line it up in the divot.
Loads of people letting me know they've ordered. Cindy's gone for it with 3 extra paper pads. Rachel Brown's got theirs. Elena's got theirs. Amanda, Regina, Linda, Rachel, scrap paper, scissors. Gemma, Alison, Jules, loads of people so excited to start crafting with this, Sarah.
Oh, do you know, you will absolutely love it when you get started with it, you'll love it. Now, watch this. I'm going to use the collal all-purpose so that I've got a little bit of manoeuvrability, Joe, and also so that I've got glue all the way around the outside. So we're at full-on glue school here, right? I want to be able to manoeuvre this, get it exactly in the right spot, but I need glue all over the back, right? Which is why I'm manoeuvring that into place. So that one goes on there. And then I'm going to go right in, so I'm getting right into the edges. Now, the great thing about this one is you don't need to worry about if we're going to get the glue oozing out. Because any glue that you don't want oozing out, we're just going to be able to... Oh, look at the difference there. Where I've inked, where I haven't.
Perfect.
You can tell which one's the top and which one's the back, can't you? So where I've inked onto there. So this is now giving... The other beauty of the collal all-purpose, Joe, look at that. It's oozing out the top. I can just rub away what we don't want, right? There we go. Rub away the excess.
That's great, because the danger is if you don't get the glue close enough to the edge, it curls up, which I've fallen foul of before.
Yes, it doesn't look very good, does it not? So I can go right around the edge. And because we're going to dome it, you're going to get that issue really. So this is now... I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to dry. And that is going to go exactly like that, right? So there is my front, and that's stuck, 3 layers stuck solid with glue in between all 3. So we'll pop that to one side to dry. While I am, Joe, before I get going on the next one, next little bit, look, I'm going to come in, make sure you tell Debbie Fisher how this works. right? Give it a little bit of a clean. We keep all of these to hand, guys, right? So that you can...
They're joking in the gallery, they're going to clip this to show you clearing up, Sarah.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but I do plenty in the show. I just don't do it much after the show. Right, so there we go. So that is going to be waiting. This, Joe, I'm going to convert and I'm going to add in the cutting die now as well, right? So I'm going to take my next piece, add that on, upside down it is. Now, just going to use a little bit of tape, tiniest little amount, to hold this in place while we go and send this through the Gemini as well, right? So I'm going to do, now these angel wings lift up. That's the beauty of these. They're all going to lift up perfectly. So look at this, I'm still moving it. Right, stick that down, tip that off, pop this through, and let's make sure that's right in the center. And we're going to send that through and then lift those lovely wings up. Lovely die this. By the way, those of you who are putting your own bundle together, this one's called Believe in Angels. So if you're not going for the complete collection, but you're just cherry picking a few of the bits that you like, Believe in Angels is the one that you might want if you want this die set here. I do think this is going to be really popular, right? You definitely need the feathers as well. Although apparently we're not supposed to talk about that because if it keeps going, that'll be the one that sells the bundle out. So, and that's the problem. I always say the only time you can never guarantee getting absolutely everything in one of our collections is if you get it in the launch bundle. So if you're watching us live, brilliant. If you're not, sorry guys, probably half the stuff that you're looking at isn't available. Now, can I give you a nice tip here, Joe, right? I'm going to get a little bit of cardstock, right? So if I get this cardstock and I'm going to just protect the back piece here, all right? So I'm going to protect that back piece and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of my Gildan wax, all right? Now, Gildan wax, guys, less is more. If you've never seen us work with it before, because I know we've got a lot of newbies, look at this. I'm putting it on my finger, taking the excess off, and then I'm adding it on a little bit like this, because you can always add more on. What you can't do is take it off if you put too much on.
I bet you could use half of this die on profile. You know, if you had like a lady or a woman that was facing, you know, was standing profile on, you could snip half of those out, I bet, and actually pop that onto another die cut and use it and actually attach angel wings.
Nice. I like that idea. Look at you, Mr. Crafter Extraordinary. He's still got it. He's still got it, right? So I'm just building all of this up. I see there's a couple of little bits there I need to pop out. And I always like, the great thing is because these are cut and embossed dies, you've got all that lovely embossing detail in there as well that it's just picking up on. So it's picking up all that embossed detail. Little pokey tool that I'm going to take out here. And this is all of that lovely, you know, the speciality card that we've got to go with this. Now, what you can do, Joe, in fact, I think I'm going to do it, is I'm going to just cut myself another, oh, actually, here, look, I've got one. I was going to say I'm going to cut myself another white one out so that I've got something I can stick it up on. I'll just use this one.
Perfect.
Right? So that, I'm going to put in it now. Watch this. I only want to put adhesive around the outside, so I want to protect this bit here. Right? So I'm going to protect that bit, and I'm going to use my straight tape pen, because I can get adhesive just where I want it, because it's not going to go in between the gaps, right? You'll see what I mean in a second. So lift this up, don't get adhesive stuck, there it is. To be honest, if you wanted to use the dotty one, if you were worried about it going, the dotty would do exactly the same thing. So watch, I can go on there and the dotty's a little bit easier to apply. Look at that, much easier. Much easier. It's not quite as strong, the dotty tape pen. However, to be fair, it'll be strong enough for what you need. So I only have adhesive on those edge panels, and I'm going to go right up the middle. So this will go now onto here. Joe, I've never known you so quiet. It's great.
This is,
and I've never known Johnny so quiet now here.
By this demo.
I'm feeling the pressure here to get me get me demo spot on.
Well, this one's great, but you know the next one's got to be even better because that's the way these go apparently.
Oh, hey. I know I've totally built that up, haven't I? Right. Okay, so I'm going to lift the wing up. I'm going to lift this wing up too, right? But then look what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and find myself something round. Here we go, kind of stick and spray, right? Actually, maybe it's too big. Something a little bit smaller and rounder. Do I think the tacky glue still a little bit big? What I'm trying to do, Joe, is I'm trying to get like a rounded wing like this. I might just have to
Nice.
do it with me thing. So the rounded wing can lift up.
I bet you could double cut that as well with some of those vellums. Put another layer over there. You know, put multiple layers over the top. There's
Oh, I
just
wish
so
I'd
many
done that
options,
now.
isn't there?
That's a good idea, that. Wish I'd done that. Right, are we ready for the card? So that's the piece that came out, right? There's the top of the card. Don't make it upside down, Sarah, right? There's our base card. Now, let me give you a bit of a tip, guys, right? This needs to stick onto the back of this. So you need a cardstock behind to hold it together. So I'm just going to use a little piece of that cardstock. So tape down the back here. We're going to double tape it, right? So we're sticking tape to tape. So tape goes on the edges, tape goes on the flaps, right? And then what we do is we come and stick, and move this card out the way so you can see it easily. We're going to stick one side down like that, right? Then we're going to come and stick the other side down like this, all right? So we've got that rounded piece.
Beautiful, isn't
Then
it?
that needs to stick on here. Now, it always wants to lift. So my opinion is, right, use the red liner tape. I have put mine somewhere under it. Yes, it is. So a little bit of red liner tape is
Got a
going
bundle
to
of
be
that on the show
perfect.
as well today. Get 2 of each of the widths as well. So something for every job in there, which is brilliant. 2 of the 3, 2 of the 6, and 2 of the 12, with great saving as well.
Brilliant. This is the 12-inch one that I'm using here. So this is great if you're wanting to do like your card mats and layers like this. Not very often you'll see me get red liner out for a good stick. I'll nearly always just use our tape pens just for speed. But dome cards are my one exception because the card wants to fall the other way. And the only way to absolutely stop it is have an absolutely unbelievable adhesive on there. So I always use the red liner tape, and then you have to sit and watch me. This is why I don't use red liner very often on air. I use it all the time in my card making at home, folks. I just don't use it much on air because it ruins my fingernails trying to get the tape up really fast.
It's the backing, isn't it?
Right, and I love yous. I don't love yous enough to always be ruining my fingernails. So you've had it, right? So there's the 4 pieces there. I'm going to take the middle piece off here. So I've stuck the background, and then this whole card is going to go on there, just like this. There we go. All right. And look, when it doesn't fit a little bit, look what we can do. We can just go, hey, nobody's ever going to notice that. Right. There we go, Joe. So straight up the end. It will be perfect by the time I finish it. You know, just in case it's a contender for Demo of the Week.
No pressure, guys, no pressure.
Want to make sure it's perfect, folks. Then this one here is going to drop in the middle. Do you know, after I've just said about don't do it upside down.
You've done an Australian one.
I've done an Australian one,
I got
right?
to Australia for the first time, right, and thought the cards would open the other way, and they didn't, Sarah. And
You
I
were
felt like my whole
disappointed, were
life
you?
had been a lie up until that point. I really did.
We don't need to open it for it to go in the vote, do we?
No, of course
No. Do you know, after I'd even told you, be careful which way you put it up, and then I'm going in there like a bull in a china shop, not thinking, because I'm like, oh, it's coming together nicely, and Joe's been all quiet, and Johnny's been quiet, and I'm feeling the pressure of getting me card perfect, right? Here we go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. You've got them lovely shaped pieces. And we should have those lovely lifted angel wings in the background there. So that is going to go, come on, right. No pressure, Sarah, but you have to get it right in exactly the right place first time, all right?
Really gorgeous, that green. It's like a racing green, but a bit richer, isn't it? It's really lovely.
It's a good way to describe it, actually. Racing green, but a little bit richer. There we go. So we can lift the wings up now. They
Stunning.
lift up from the inside to looking really effective. And again, guys, I've already done all of me little toppers. You don't need to see me sticking the top, but that there is just going to go onto the centerpiece. And I think that'll be wonderful. The trick was we got that stick and we got that done first so that dried beautifully well. I believe in angels, and then a couple of little people are laughing at me bull in a china shop.
Bull in a china
apparently,
shop,
Joe.
yeah.
It's true though. It's you know what I'm like. It's what my dad always used to call
My mum
us
says
when I
that
was
to
a
me
kid.
all the time. What are you going to come up here for? Like a bull in a china shop? You take care.
Bull in a china shop. There we go. Little pearls around the outsides. And despite the fact that that is a left side opening card, new style. Let's look at that.
It's for a left-handed
new
person.
concept.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
don't do your wings upside down, right?
Yeah.
It's because I'm used to butterflies, it looks like a butterfly the other way up.
It really does.
So, or because I was working upside down back to front for the camera. Let's just go with that.
Let's
right?
go with
Say
that. Let's go with that. Susan says, just woke up and seen the beautiful angels, so I've grabbed all the papers and the vellums along with the feather dye. Guess it's time to get out of bed now. Also, Joni saying, this may be the most beautiful collection you have ever done. Yep, loads and loads of love coming in for this. Loving the paper pad, the reverse side as good as the main side, says Gillian. Absolutely, it definitely is a AA side. Beth says this collection speaks to her heart, which I love. Anne says a beautiful collection, I'm afraid. I've had to go back for a second order. I'm loving it so much. And Scrap Paper Scissors says, thanks everyone at CC. This is a fabulous collection. Can barely wait to get it. Right. Breaking news, I need to let you know the 12 by 12 paper pad is limited stock. That means if the stock we had this morning, when all the stock went live, we now have less than 10% remaining. And that does not take into account everyone that's got this in their basket at the moment. So we are almost at that point where there's as many of you trying to get it as we actually have stock available. So what will happen essentially is those that check out first will get it, because at a point, I would imagine in the next sort of 10, 15 minutes or so, I will be giving you the instruction that you'll need to remove this from your basket if you haven't yet checked it out. Of course, it will still be available to you in that main bundle, in the main full collection. There is one of these in there. If you want the extras, or if you are building your own bundle though, you must check it out or you will miss out on the option to go for that as an additional in conjunction with the main collection. In fact, we are going to give you an opportunity to check those baskets out. So whilst you do that, why don't we get to know some of the characters backstage here at Crafters TV?
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those three people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away. We're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, might not work as well because I've put too much. Joe's laughing at me. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Oh, Joe. Words, but I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkle ink, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
Went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami.
I've got some.
Oh, it's not on your project, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no! Not gone on your project, is it? Yeah! What you don't see is that Michelle lifts her project up, and as it tips off, Michelle's project just runs over the show.
She was new back then, Joe. We might get a different response now if it happens.
I love seeing those fails. They just never fail to amuse me. Very, very busy still across absolutely everything. Details there on your screen, of course, are for the main collection, which is still exceptionally busy and easy to see why. Such a gorgeous collection with such an incredible saving. There'll no doubt be, there's less than 100 now of the paper pads just to go around to give you an idea. No doubt we'll have a craft along planned in ASAP with that as well, so you'll have the opportunity to all craft along together and create something gorgeous. Any questions you've got, still time to get those into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube, and I'll pop those across to Sara on your behalf. But I know Sara's got more contenders for Card of the Week. She's come to win today, haven't you, Sara?
She's come to win. I've got to win Card of the Day first.
Right.
Just saying.
Have you seen the competition? No pressure.
Oh, show me.
No pressure, but...
Oh, my life. That is...
This is Michelle's.
I do love a diamond pop forward. I kind of feel a little bit aggrieved about that. Because ask her how she knows how to do a diamond pop forward.
How do you know how to do a diamond pop fold?
She will have learned it from me from watching the ultimate USB. So that technically is almost my project.
So what you're saying is...
If that wins, I think we should cut the star in half.
A win for Michelle is a win for you, is that what you're saying?
I would half the star with her.
So you're saying you're happy for Michelle to win today, is that what you're saying?
Were you in last Sunday, by the way?
No, last Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was.
Yeah, you were. It's because, I think I put 2 cards forward.
You did.
They said, Joe won't have that, mind. Joe's a stickler for the rules. He won't let you have 2 cards in.
It was referenced, but we said because it's you. Yeah.
And I still didn't win.
Maybe today's the day.
I mean, technically, these are all my products. So if you've used the product, then maybe I should have. Everyone's a winner. I'm a winner every show, guys.
You get a star, you get a star, you get a star, you get a star, you get a star.
Right, okay, so we're going with that 3D embossing folder, right? I love it. And you know, it had to be 3D, this one. It just had to be because it's got so much detail in there, right? So, can you see it? There we go. And what I'm going to do is, if you're doing 3D embossing, you're going onto your base cutting plate. Then we're going to use the magnetic and then the top plate, right? That's your sandwich combination for 3D folders, just for anybody who is relatively new to this. I know we've had loads of newbies today. If you are watching for the first time, please let us know in the comments, because we love to hear from newbies and we love to chat to you, okay? So let's have a little look here. You lift this off, Joe. You actually probably wouldn't, you can see that a little bit, right?
It's gorgeous.
But I want to show you, let's bring in, I'm going to go and get myself a little ink applicator.
Lillian says you need to make something with lights in. Apparently that is the key to winning
Card
of the Week.
That is the one that I made. I made a one with lights in, Joe. And I made a one with lights in, and that didn't even win Card of the Show.
Didn't win Card of the Show?
Nope, so
did your show-stopping box not win? The one with the amazing, the zigzags? Did not that
all I know is, right, because I can't remember exactly what card it was now, but I made something with lights in. I made something with lights in, and that didn't even win. So that didn't even win Card of the Show, so I put that in and something else. Can I just say, I'm going to do a little bit of inking up the background here. You know when I said the inks in that collection are made to go with this set, right? You will now understand what I mean, right? Because I'm going to come in, I'm going to start with a little bit of the Oasis, and I'm going to ink this up, and you'll see the 3D elements starting to come out here, Joe. But also you'll see, I know there's a lot of you who have gone for those ink pads today, you'll totally appreciate why we've put this set together and how the colours are going to coordinate. So there's a little bit of blue, and I'm going to bring a little bit more blue coming up through the middle here. So your blue's your Oasis, just to let you know, right? And then I'm going to blend your Oasis, actually it's just going to blend it onto the other side here, into a little bit of the lavender glass. So this is a real bright lavender. Let's go with a little bit of pink on, and then I think it should be easier.
We have got a newbie joining us, Sara. Gaynor says, I'm new. I don't know where and what to start crafting with. Help me, please, Sara.
Well, let me just say, you've come to the right place. And the good thing is you can watch all of our shows and you can start learning what goes with what, how to put them together. But we actually do a whole show just targeted perfectly at beginners. So if you're looking, it's called Beautiful Beginnings, and it's on a Wednesday. It's on a Wednesday, UK time, 6 o'clock. And that Beautiful Beginnings is where we go right back to basics. So a lot of what I'm doing now, there's a little bit of assumed knowledge that's kind of taken there for people learning it. A lot of the people that watch these shows, the launch days, are the ones that really know a lot of our products in detail. That Beautiful Beginnings goes right back to the beginning and allows you to learn what the different ink pads are, how everything works, where to get started, everything like that. So tune yourself into Beautiful Beginnings and you'll learn a lot of these new techniques.
Tomorrow evening, Gloria. Gaynor, sorry. See you there.
Perfect. Right, Gaynor, this is Gilded
Gloria
Wax, by the
Gaynor is
way.
where my brain was going there, wasn't it?
I
You'll have
can
to
see
forgive me. I'm
exactly
so
where
sorry,
you're
Gaynor.
going. Right, this is Gilding Wax. So this might be a product that a lot of you might not have seen. And notice, don't think, oh, I've got to put it on with a brush or anything like that. Your finger is the best tool to use because you can control the amount of pressure that you use applying this on. So can you see I'm putting a little bit on and then I'm taking it off my finger and just building up that excess, and I'm only putting it onto the actual angel wings here, not the background.
Love to see it over inks as well, because normally it's an either or, isn't it? We'll either ink or we'll do gilding wax. Nice to know they work together.
They do really, really well. And do you know what? The more you layer up, the darker the colour that you put on behind. So I've only done like a little bit of inking there, but if you take your time and build up quite a layer of very dark inks, the darker the colours, the more the gilding wax is going to show up, all right? And again, you don't put a lot of gilding wax on, you put a little bit, and notice that I keep adding a little bit more. I'm adding, as opposed to going straight in with a load to get me started, right? So there's my gilding wax coming through then. Look how fantastic those wings have just totally jumped out. Now, got a nice tip for you with gilding wax, okay? So if you're looking at that and you're thinking, oh, okay, it's not very shiny, is it not, right? Gilding wax works like shoe polish, right? So you can polish it. So what I can do is, I can take a little piece now of kitchen towel and I can buff over all of that. And can you see it brings out the brassiness?
Perfect.
And it just polishes up all of my area with the gilding wax there. Now, I don't know about you, but I just feel like this kind of lends itself well to distressing. So watch what you can do. You can take a little pair of scissors, right? And you can go around the outside of your card like this and distress it a little bit. Now, that's the starter way if you want to distress it. Or we do a little tool, which is called an edge distresser, right? Which means you can distress the edges without worrying about damaging your card stock as you go along, right?
Just let you know, absolute last call on that paper pad, Sara, is going to go less than 50 now of those to go around. It's going very, very quickly.
Okay, sorry guys. Trust me, I'm just going to be distressing the edges. If you don't wait for me to finish this demo, it'll not be worth it. If you wait for the end of the demo, you're going to miss the paper pad. So if you want to go and do the paper pad, you can always pause me and come back and watch this demo. You can't pause the sales on the paper pads and come back and make it in like 10 minutes. So there we go. So can you see I've distressed the edge of that paper and it just really adds such a difference. That's our edge distresser. You'll find that on the website, right? And then not only can you distress the edge of the paper, but what I thought was, let's find a lovely matching lilac shade in the vellums, Joe. These vellums, by the way, guys, have been absolutely bananas.
They are going so quickly. Hundreds of you adding additionals of these.
Loads.
I think I like the vellum as a complement to the paper, the way it concentrates a little bit more and draws your eye into the character in a different way than the paper pad does.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. Right, let's have a little look. I'm going to cut this vellum to slightly smaller than what the paper is, right? So I'm just going to mark that on, just there, and then just here. Because what I'm trying to do is use the purple and save the bit with the angel on, right? So if I want to save that little bit with the angel on, Joe, I'm just going to cut her off because she will work beautifully well. Where is she there? There's the cutter there. She's going to work really well on another project. So the angel can go into another project. This part, there it is. I'm going to pop that into another project. And I'm going to distress the edges of this vellum There you go. That's going to be
I
useful.
didn't know you
on
could
the
do
edge
that
of a
with vellum.
card. Yeah. We're going to do exactly the same. We're going to distress the edge of the vellum, but please be gentle, because can you see it kind of cuts it, as opposed to, it puts like little cuts in as you're going along, as opposed to being like too much of a tear. All right. You can also, if you want, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Them little bits of rips as we're going along. You should really take your time a little bit more than I'm doing here.
Gaynor says, I'm not the first person to call her Gloria. Maybe that could be Gaynor's nickname then now, with permission. We'll just call her Gloria from now on. She's our very own Gloria Gaynor. She says she loves crochet and sewing, but would love to know more. Well, also, Softer Side of Life as well. Don't forget, every other Friday here on Crafters TV. So it won't be this Friday, it'll be next Friday. And that's at 2 p.m, Gloria/Gaynor. So make sure you come and join us for that, which is amazing. Mahogany says, oh no, not I. I will craft survive. As long as I have a Gemini, I'll know I'll stay sane and alive. I have all my paper pads and I have all my dyes. I will survive.
That is absolutely
Love that,
brilliant.
Mahogany. That's Mahogany that did that. Brilliant.
Oh, absolutely love
brilliant.
that. This is why I love these shows, Joe. Gotta love our customers. I tell you what, you guys are just the best. Right, so vellum with distressed edges as a wonderful, look at that there. That, I just think, is something else on there like that, all right? So you're going to pop that onto there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to offset it so that you just get a little bit of the vellum showing through. And if you do that, use the extra large foam pads to lift it up, all right? So I'm going in the middle here with a couple of my super-sized foam pads all over the background. Yes, nice. And then that is going to just slightly offset here. There we go. So that's going onto there like that. Just make sure your bottom's still, so it's still going to stand up, right? So it's still going to, when I hold that up, still standing. Yep, we're all good. And then do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to bring in that Angel stamping die set, which I've put somewhere really safe so that I could easily find it when I came to do my demonstration. And it's not there, and it's not there, and it's not there, and it's not there. There it is.
Hey.
There it is. I put it really safe, right? So that is the Angel stamp and die. So if you've never used these before, can you see you get all the stamps and then you get the separate little die that goes with it. So what I can do is I can take that. Yeah, I tell you what, we've got really sticky with our stickiness recently. I don't know about everybody else at home, but I find it's an absolute pain to sometimes pull these off there.
There we go.
Right. You know it's brand new. I love doing a launch day because you get to be the first person to use all the kit that's in the studio. Right.
Very clever how we started doing these sentiments with the die and then all the stamp. Because there's so many combinations of ways you can use this, isn't there? Unlike us just giving you, you know, a big die cut sentiment, you're going to use it one way. With this, all the impact of a die cut, but then the options of all the different stamps that go alongside it. I think it's very clever, Sarah.
Well, thank you, because I introduced that concept in a Sara signature range about 5 years ago. And then it's clearly taken off, and Leanne puts it into some of our other ranges as well. And every time I see, I think, oh, that was mine, that. That was, I did that for the first time. And it was my Parisian. Can you remember the Parisian collection we did?
Ah, yes.
That was the first time we did that in the Parisian collection. All right. So there is my Angel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dotty tape pen, and I'm just going to go dotty tape pen all the way over the background of this one. I'm going to add that as a shadow behind this one. So there is my white, just ever so slightly shadowing it as we're going around. And then to take it to the next level again, I'm going to bring in that gilding wax, and I'm going to add on a little bit of extra gilding wax onto the Angel. So there she is. And just adding some extra little pieces round, and it just a little touch kind of gives it a little highlight, Joe, and makes it start that. Look at that.
Really
Loving
cool.
that. So
Really brings out the texture, doesn't it, in the cardstock?
isn't it just? And then that, again, I'm going to dotty tape pen that. I tell you what, it can be right in front of me, Joe, and you still don't see it. Right, there is no hope for me at all.
You've still got a little bit of counter space over there, Stara.
The smallest amount.
Tiny little bit of free
The
space.
tiniest
Just where the
amount.
camera is.
Right, right. So we've got Angel there. And then I've actually already done the stamp for You Are My Guardian. So I'm going to do that because you don't need to see me doing basic stamping. It's always nice to do all the fancy stuff, but the basic stuff we can save the time on, so I can get another demo done. And that would go up on there. You Are My Guardian Angel. There we go. Do you know, I said, it's got a bit of an undertone of mixed media, that one.
It really
do you know
has.
Have you seen what lovely Charlotte's done? She's cut straight from that to the close-up so that you don't have to go to the wide. Show them the wide, Charlotte. Look at me mess. It looks like the Angel collection has just landed on my craft bit. This is what yours is going to look like when you get it home. You're going to come back and watch this show back. You make all the cards I've made, and your desk can look as beautiful as mine.
It really, really can. And it will very, very soon. Let me share with you the ink pads, which I'm going to share with you here. Very busy on these at the moment. Remember, these are going to really help you lift and bring out all the other colours in your Angel collection. So absolutely think about adding these in. They are the perfect accompaniment. You've got in there the Lavender Ice and the Frosted Sea Glass, both limited edition ones though. So really lovely we've been able to include those. Then you've also got the Pine Tree, which is here. This one is the Sandstorm. We have got the Pale Fig.
Not Pale Pig, Joe.
Not Pale Pig. I nearly call it Pale Pig every time. That's Frosty Jade. Oasis is that one there. You've also got Plum Jam and also Crushed Velvet. I always think Frosty Jade sounds like someone called Jade who's not really that friendly. We've got Jade in the office and she's not
lovely.
in the least bit frosty.
Not in the
whatsoever, which
slightest.
is good. If you want those, £43 or $64, essentially you're getting 2 for free when you get them in that bundle, which is brilliant. Johnny, how are we doing on that paper pad? There is single figures on the paper pad. It is the last. It's like 99.6% sold out. So it's single figures. If it's in your basket, check it out or you're going to miss out if you're not doing that in the next couple of minutes. Still available individually and really busy though, of course, and still in your full collection because the 12 by 12 is available in the full collection still. But the vellum's absolutely stunning. I really love the way they bring your eye into those characters more. I absolutely love the way that you've got these tumbling feathers that look like watermarks. So that as they cluster together, it becomes clear that they are feathers. Lots of foliage in here. Love these little watermarks down here. There's so many layers, so much depth and dimension to every single one of these sheets that you are getting there included. So that is your vellums. You'll get 6 different designs. You'll get 4 of each of those, which is amazing. You will, of course, in the main collection also get this, your luxury linen cardstock. 24 sheets of this, 250 GSM. It's a white colour core with a really lovely linen effect on there, which is brilliant. So you've got that one. That's coming included. And then, of course, all the hardware. Sentiment's always important, aren't they? They're that real finishing touch. I think they're the make or break for a lot of cards. And the sentiments in this one are stunning. They really do strike the right tone that you might want to. You've got things like You Are a Blessing, I Believe in Angels, You Inspire Me. Then the ability to create your own sentiments in here too, because you've got that die cut element and then all of the added stamps that you can place around that die cut sentiment. This one here is the Heavenly Blessings. You've seen Sara use that in the show. It is brilliant. It incorporates really well into a lot of different card concepts. Feathers appear. I know feathers have such connotations for so many of you. A brilliant way to now start to incorporate that into your crafty projects. The Eternal Love, which is the gorgeous scene with the angel releasing the dove there. Heaven Sent, again here, with the floral elements around the base of the angel Gabriel. You've got Believe in Angels, those really lovely, big, bold statement wings, which tie through beautifully into that gorgeous 3D embossing folder. And then, of course, if you love your colouring mediums, you've got this in here, where you're going to be able to really colour theme both the Angel Prayer and the Ethereal Angel as you wish. Very busy across all the individuals, still very busy across as well the main collection. Do you think we've got time to squeeze another demonstration in before the end of the show, Sara?
Look at how tidy we are, Joe. I have tied
Look
up,
at that.
I've turned around, I'm ready to go. We've absolutely
Is it all on the floor?
No.
Oh, okay, excellent. Just checking.
No, I've genuinely tidied up for once. Right, so we're going to use that Eternal Love. So I'm going to show you, this is the Eternal Love one here, okay? This is the other edgeable. So remember I showed you that lovely box at the beginning, right, where we had 2 edgeable designs. You've got the Eternal Love, which is the lovely angel, and then you've got the edgeable, which is that gorgeous feather, which is the one that we used in the very first demonstration today. So those are the 2 that we've got as edgeables, okay? So I'm going to do a nice, simple edgeable card, and I'm going to use up that little bit of vellum that we've got left on the side of my card as well, Joe. You know the one that was left from before? I'm going to use that in the next demonstration to just shows you might only have 24 pieces of vellum. Doesn't mean you can only use it in 24 cards. However, if you love the vellum, there are only 24 sheets of it. So you might want to think about getting another pack while you're on doing your order, right? So just like I showed you with the last edgeable, this is where the cutting edge starts. It runs all the way around here and it finishes there. So when I turn her over, they always cut our dies on the right hand side and stay connected on the left. And that's because your card, if you make it the right way around, opens like this, right? Only really special people make cards that open like this.
Right.
And if you did that, the angel would be upside down.
We don't want that.
So to help you make the card the right way, we only ever make the dies one way so that you can't really go wrong. Or we say you can't go wrong, you wouldn't believe how often I still manage, right? So there we go, guys. I'm going to pop that in place. Now notice the edgeable's 6 inches because it's designed to work on a 6-inch card. However, I'm working on a bigger card. So let me just show you how you would, if you work on a larger card base, I want to show you how it all comes together, right? So open that up. You still cut it in exactly the same way. So I'm going into my base cutting plate. I've got my clear, my magnetic, top plate on there, straight through the Gemini. Now bear in mind, it will cut, but it won't cut and disconnect. That's the bit that we're going to have to add to extra. We're going to have to disconnect that little bit of the card so that we've got the edgeable design on the actual edge of your card, right? So when I lift this off here, there's that edgeable, right? And then there, oh, this is the bit that we're going to have to cut away, right? So pop all those bits out. Here's one I've done earlier.
So fine, isn't it? Especially the lower parts of that.
It's lovely. That's the one where I popped all the bits out, but I still haven't took it away, right? So if you've done that, all you need to do is come in with your scissors and you're going to follow the line to where it starts, right? Then I'm going to follow the line out the top of here to where it ends out the top of here. So all that comes away and you're still left with that lovely angel shape on there, right?
Stunning.
Now, do you remember that trick I showed you at the start of the show where you take a little bit of the sandstorm, right? Oh, do you know what this would work really well with? A little bit of pale fig, right? So if we come in with the pale fig, little bit of colour on there, and then all we do is take off a little bit of these, right, and add that pale fig around the outside. And because I'm going to shadow it in a second colour like I did earlier today as well, you only need little bits of ink around the edge. Now I know you're looking and you're thinking, hang on, this looks pink and it's coming out lilac. That's because these, by the way, guys, when you use a lot of these, a bit of a top tip, just stick them in the washing up bowl, right?
Oh, perfect.
So it'll get all of the ink out, but it'll still have dyed the edge of it, but doesn't matter because then look, I'm using it with purple. It was a clean one, using it with purple. I try and use it with associated colours. Look at that there, what a difference that's made, hasn't it?
Gorgeous.
Right, now, do the same with the pink, right? We're going to take the pink card, we're going to tap the excess out, we're going to cut that one out. You're going to run that through your machine and cut it out, guys. I've already done one that I've cut out just to kind of speed things along, right? So when we get to this stage, let me show you how we do this. You're going to take your dotty tape pen and we're going to go dotty tape pen all the way down these panels, right? So notice I'm holding each little bit before we put the tape on. I'm not going, I'm just using little bits at a time, plenty in there. And then also, you can pop your tape around there if you're going to stick the large piece, which in this case we're going to, right? So I'm going to come in with this. In fact, I'll stick tape on here. No tape, I'll stick my straight tape pen on here to make sure that we've got plenty of tape on. That's going to come into there. And then just as I'm just making sure that I leave a tiny bit of a shadow, so no gap between them. And what you'll find is, because it's fine and we've used our tape pen, you might just want to edge some of these back into place with all of them, all right?
Awesome.
So just adding them down to place like this.
Mary Ryan says they haven't seen the surface of their table for years, Sarah.
Yep,
so it's not that
I
bad.
can empathise.
Great card, gorgeous card, Sarah. So many of you saying how excited you are to receive this particular collection. It really is still really busy as we move towards the end of the show here now.
Right, can you see that's the little bit that was left over from the last piece. I'm going to pop that into there, Joe, and I'm just going to hold that in the exact right place, put the tape down the side here, so that we get tape just down the side, so that when I stick that down,
perfect,
you'll end up with it's a little bit flappy, right? So it's not stuck. So I did stick it before, but I just did a little bit flappy on there, right? Now I'm going to use a little bit of the paper, just some scraps from the paper pad, Joe, to add a little bit down the edge.
Just to let you know, it has sold out on its own individually, that paper pad. If you want the paper pad, the only way to get it now is in that large collection. So we knew it was going to happen. We've been saying for it for a little while. It has now gone individually, but you are still getting one of them. Don't forget, in the full, in the Angel Complete collection. The details are there on your screen.
Can I just say a big thank you to everyone, Joe, because I really appreciate that most people did exactly as I asked and just limited to only one of these. Had people been a little bit crazy, and like we used to from you normally guys buying excessive amounts, that literally wouldn't have lasted into the first hour of the show. So can I just say how appreciative I am, because it means we've had more to go around for other people. So thank you guys. I know it's not very often you'll hear me saying please don't buy this, but today you heard me saying please don't buy this and you all listened. So I'm just saying I'm very appreciative. Right, I'm going to come in with, oh there's the, I was looking for the ultra fine ones, Joe. This is why we do all these different sizes of foam pads, folks, right? Look at this, this is like foam strips now, this one. And I'm just going to take little bits of this and I'm just going to add little bits down like the thicker bits of the Angel, can you see? So if you want it to be a little bit dimensional, you can just add little bits of foam pad onto the wider panels as it comes down.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's quite nice that. So if you just want to hide them, you're thinking, how do I raise that up and how do I have it all three-dimensional? Turns out you can do it. You're just going to use things like your little strips of tape pens, right? There you go. So it's going to go on there. And we're going to add little Angel into here. So there's my little three-dimensional Angel on there. And again, I've used that stamp set. I haven't stamped it again because you've seen it all together. Watch this. Wherever you go, whatever you do, may your guardian angel watch over you. And of course, those ones can go on nice big foam pads.
Really finishes it beautifully, the sentiment, doesn't it? And I think
they're
always important,
really
but I think
brilliant.
exceptionally so with a collection which is sort of this kind of theme.
Yeah, honestly, it's just, there's a most gorgeous collection, and I just think that doesn't need an awful lot doing to it. Let's have a little look. I'm going to add a couple of little bits of gems onto here, just to give it the bit. I've added gems onto most of the cards today, actually. That's one thing that I feel really, really elevated the style of the cards without being too blinging over the top. That one there. How fabulous is she looking with the vellum in there too?
Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Really, really stunning. What another gorgeous creation. Should we get that demo of the show underway then, Sarah?
I'll get them all ready. Oh, I've done all right.
No pressure for you guys.
2, 3,
Sarah's banking on a win today.
Yeah. So move aside, Michelle. I'm having you today. Yeah. She's here in the studio watching us as well, so it's really intimidating. Right. So number 1, I did that lovely one with the feather, right? So this, guys, is numero uno, right? Number 2, we did the beautiful one with the vellum and the angel in the inside, the self-supporting vellum one. So that's number 2, right?
Awesome.
Number 3 was the really special back to front opening one, right? That one there. So that's number 3.
That's for our Australian viewers. Sarah and Rachel, you did that one,
There
didn't
you go. I did that just thinking of you guys, right? Number 4 is where we did the one with the distressing around the edge, which I just think's classy as anything, right? And then number 5 was another one when we used that angel centerpiece and we used that little bit of vellum. Doesn't it look lovely when the light, I'm going to open that a bit further so that you can see the light shining through the vellum. I think it looks even nicer when you see the angel there. I think that's beautiful. I just think this collection is completely different to anything else that we've ever brought before. And I'm sorry that the paper pack's sold out, guys. And I can see there are a couple of the individual elements, like the feather, that will sell out individually. Now, when we bring in a new collection like this, we bring in enough stock for like 6 months. We plan it to have like a life cycle of 6 months so that we can do the launch day show, we can take it to our partners all over the world and do presentations, we can then have a masterclass, the craft along, all the other shows that will be on the website for about 6 months. So we plan to have a 6-month window. As we headed, the paper pads just sold out, still available in the bundle. When this bundle goes, we're going to then sell out of the feather dye on its own, we're going to be selling out of the vellum on its own. And then what happens is we get a smaller and smaller assortment, and you start seeing cards on Facebook and Pinterest and places like that, where people, and you think, oh, that's nice, but hang on, I haven't seen that dye. I bought the Angel collection and you didn't have that one in. Well, it's because the only time you can ever be guaranteed to get everything in the range is if you get it the day that we launch it. And we say that, and sometimes we've got enough stock to last 2 or 3 weeks of everything. In this case, it is literally the day. That paper pad, this big bundle will inevitably sell out today with the paper pad. The paper pad's already gone on its own. If you want it, if it's something you like, it's not very often we manage to do a complete collection under £100. And actually, if you're a platinum member, it's even working out under $100 to get everything in the collection, under $100. Now, what I would say is, if you are shopping in the US, and maybe you're one of our platinum members, so you're at $95, you're trying to get to that $125 to get free shipping, make sure you add in an extra set of those vellums because they're beautiful, and an extra set of the cardstock. Because remember, all these cards were all Pantone referenced to exactly match and pull out the colours that you've got in the paper. So your paper pad, it's a 36 sheet pad, guys, so you've probably got enough to do close to 100 cards maybe. But by adding this in, you've only got enough here to do about 40 cards. So you're going to want extras of the cards and papers for your matting and layering, your base cards. Your vellums are just next level. They really are. There's something coming. And I think the angel feel just lends itself really well to them vellums, Joe, doesn't it? So all I'm going to say is we will be back with this. It will be on Second Chance Sunday. Michelle will probably feature it in a show tonight. She's got some more demos she wants to do. However, if you order it now, don't wait till tonight, because tonight it might be that this bundle might have gone and we might have to do another bundle with a couple of elements missing. So if you do want this, don't even wait to watch more of the presentation tonight. You kind of need to get this one now.
Absolutely, you do. And get it now is exactly what you are doing. It is so, so busy. Massive thank you, Sarah. Pleasure to spend some time with you in the studio.
I'm going to bring you my cards over,
Do you know
Joe.
when you're back with us here on Crafters TV?
Am I on tomorrow? No. Yes, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
I've got
night.
a special show just for the US.
Ah.
So I'm back tomorrow. And then I've got loads of shows at the moment, Joe. Honestly, just check out the schedule. You'll see when I'm on.
Absolutely brilliant. We look forward to seeing Sarah again real soon. The embossing folder was the last straw. I had to order the collection. Are they in order, Sarah? No. I've got no clue which one. One of them will win, that'll be sure. Right. Winner is number 5, closely followed by number 3.
Oh, the last one I just made.
5 was the last one you did. That one there. Brilliant. Whew, that was easier than it could have been, wasn't it? Number 5, there is the winner. Yes, it is extremely busy right now over on the website. Let me take you back through exactly what you're getting. Remember, the only way to get this paper pad, of course, is in that main collection, but you will receive one of them in there, and it is stunning. Absolutely beautiful, really gorgeous imagery all the way through this particular collection. I love the foliage that are in some of here. Still got really nice vintage tones running all the way through this as well. It is a stunning, stunning collection. So you're going to get that. You are, of course, then going to get the vellums, which beautifully match with this collection. So again, a little bit more of a focus on the sort of characters, those angels in here, but really beautiful. Definitely a gorgeous sort of vintage feel to it, which I think really lends itself to these angels, and quite muted too. So a great way of having more imagery. I think if it was too heavy and you had it on the background of the pattern paper already, it would get too much. But you've got the ability to use it here with the linen effect papers, or actually to layer it over the pattern papers that are in the collection too. So you're going to get the vellums included. You are also, of course, going to get the luxury cardstock as well. Beautiful colours and tones which will match every single page of that 12 by 12 pad, which will match every single one of those designs that are in that vellum pad as well. You're getting 24 sheets there. You have got 4 colours. You will get 6 of each colour in there. Then we move into the hardware. Let's have a little look at the stamps first. The sentiments in here, really, really beautiful. They are the perfect way to finish off those projects that you're going to be making. You've got your angel blessings in here firstly. This one is stunning, and this one, of course, all of your different sentiments in there. Things like you are a blessing, I believe in angels, you inspire me. Really setting the tone beautifully for these projects that you're going to be creating. Angel kisses is this one just here. You've got angel there in that metal die cut. It's going to give you that lovely real die cut element with the beveled edges, but then you can bring in all the other stamps with it. You don't have to. You can just use the die cut on its own if you wish. It's absolutely going to work well on its own or with the other elements. This one here is the heavenly blessings. You get the matte layer, of course, the outside edge, as well as the detailed layer. You can use it beautifully within your card concepts is a way to use it, or cut it all the way out and use it as a topper. Would make a great tag as well, that one. Feathers. Lots of you really love the connotation of feathers, and now you can bring that in with this amazing edgeable die. Seen lots of projects where this has been used multiple times, so either side by side, all the way around as a frame. You know, these dies are designed and engineered to give you the most amount of craftability possible, and that's exactly what you're getting here with this one. This is the eternal love. This one is that wonderful scene there of the angel releasing the dove. Love the halo there around the angel. Just love how refined it is as well down here on these lower parts. We then move into the heaven sent, which is the angel Gabriel there with the floral elements around and that wonderful halo. You can cut that out or you can cut that in. You've got the option to do both here with that, because again, that removable outside die. The same can be said here as well with the believing angels. And that one, really cool, really striking. Definitely think about multi-layering that up, doing a layer out of card, cutting a layer out of vellum and laying them over will look beautiful there. Then you've got your angel wings, which is your embossing folder. Still got that wing theme running all the way through. Really lovely wings on here, of the feathers, of course, but then you've got that beautiful script and scroll running all the way through the background. You know, you've got those different layers of embossing within there. You've then got angel prayer in here and also ethereal angels. They are your two stamps and dies there, which you're going to be able to colour up beautifully. It's very busy across everything. If you're spending £40 or $50 on individuals, you'll get an extra 10% off, which is brilliant, whether that's in conjunction with the main collection or instead of. It's completely up to you. This is the way, though, that you get the best value, this main collection. You get one of everything I've just shown you in there. £94.99 in the UK. That's a £41.88 saving for you, which is excellent on a brand new launch. If you are in the US, $119.95, saving you $51.40. Again, a brilliant, brilliant price. One other thing I want to share with you before we go that I think will really enhance the projects you're going to make here is these water reactive ink pads. This one here is your lavender ice. You'll also get frosted sea glass, both of those, limited editions. Then you have got the pine tree, you've got sandstorm, pale fig, then frosty jade, the oasis, plum jam. Oh, I've got that one stuck, 1 second. I've got myself inky right at the very end. I knew it was going to happen. Plum jam, and also crushed velvet in there as well, which is amazing. I've definitely got myself covered in ink there for the end. £43 or $64 if you want to get your hands on all of those. Don't forget to check out your baskets. Another little chance to see this in a couple of hours with myself and Michelle. Launch party is coming your way. 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 o'clock East Coast, 10 a.m. over on the West Coast. Don't forget as well about the end of summer sale. It's running until the 2nd of October, up to 70% off. New lines being added all the time. So if you haven't had a look over there for a couple of days, definitely worth heading over there and checking out what new bargains have been added. What an amazing launch day it has been. I will see you back here in a couple of hours with Michelle. Take care.